So, Fee, we just finished touching on this. So, what are the benefits of having a diverse workforce? What are your views on having a diverse workforce?
So, yeah, I mean, it's a great question about why do we want diversity, and I've often thought about this, and I was going to say common knowledge, but maybe it's not common because lots of people actually don't have diversity, so maybe it's not common knowledge.
Or maybe they haven't even thought about it.
Maybe they haven't thought about it, but it is well proven that a diverse workforce gets better outcomes for the business in the long run. So then you go into why is that? And my views on that have been around that you put more effort into thinking things through from different perspectives at the start, so you don't come up with problems at the end. And so I actually attended a talk the other day that put it really well about diversity of thought. And that's ultimately what you want is people that think differently.
Different perspectives.
And can challenge each other.
I agree with that, because my neurons fire very differently to your neurons because of the past experiences that I've had.
Yep.
And technically, I'll touch a little bit on the religion, right?
Yep.
I'll bring it back to this conversation though. So I'm technically born a Hindu, okay? I went to a Christian school, like a brothers-run institution all my life. So Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, the whole thing, right? I did my engineering in a Muslim country in Dubai, yeah? And today I believe Google is God. I've altered that thing a little bit, maybe ChatGPT is God, but yeah. Seriously though, but all of those experiences, I would look at problems in a different way to how possibly you would look at problems.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's the value in it. And I think certainly I'd say our relationship has always been full of respect for each other,
100%,
and able to challenge each other, and have better outcomes because of it at the end.
Yep.
And one of the things that was really interesting from this talk that I went to is there's actually an optimal level of diversity of thought. So you need to have enough to have different perspectives, but if you've got too much,
there's conflict.
Well, there's always going to be conflict, but I think conflict's good. So again, I'll come back to that. But you have to be able to agree on something and move forward. Because otherwise, if you always stay in the circle about this is my opinion, and you never move forward, obviously that's just as much of a problem as moving forward too quickly without actually challenging, what we're doing and how we're doing it, and have we considered different perspectives.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back to that bit in the middle about conflict, my view is that, conflict is actually really good as long as it's dealt with in a really good way.
And decisions are made.
Yes.
And you don't leave it at indecision.
Absolutely.
Because we're really good at that in the construction industry, right?
Yeah.
Indecision's the fucking worst decision you'll ever make. But I'll tell you, we get stuck in an indecision loop. Oh, I don't have all the right data. I don't have, oh, fuck. Anyways. I see your point. It's interesting.
And so I think there's a way that, if you want diversity, there's things that you can do to make sure that doesn't happen. So one of the things that I've done that's always been really enjoyable with my team is that we do a personality test. So everyone does it on themselves. It almost doesn't matter what the personality test is. There's so many of them. But you do it on yourself, and then you go through it with the team and talk about this is what's good about working with me. These are the challenges. And this is how you should work with me to get the best out of me. And I love doing that because it gives everyone an opportunity to think about themselves and how they operate, and then become more open-minded about how do I work with this person. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you're the same as me about, being really quick thinking and wanting to drive things forward. But then you've got some people that are really analytical and they need time to process data. So you can't just turn up and be, hey, I want to make this decision. So instead, 24 hours before that, you give them information and say, this is the decision I'd like to talk about tomorrow. And so just thinking about the ways of working and getting the benefits out of that diversity.
100%. So I've had a life-changing experience early this year. Do you know Drew Knowles? Do you know who he is?
I think I've heard the name, but I couldn't say who.
Man's a fucking genius.
Okay.
He literally saved my life, my career, my everything. I was at a point where I was completely stressed. I was gone. Losing the plot.
Yeah.
I was overworked, too stressed, taking it out on the missus. Like we have yelling fights,
Yeah.
and we're not in a good place.
Yeah. Okay.
I turn to alcohol as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Not that I don't drink now, I do. just not as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he helped me understand how to work better with people.
Yeah.
Pretty much similarly to doing a personality test, but he just took it one step further for me.
Yeah.
He helped me really engage with people, but also helped me slow things down so I could be more productive. And that has done so much for me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't explain how much that's
Okay.
actually helped me grow as a person, helped me work through my blockages and engage better with people. I definitely look at him to see if he can come and help you with your company to build that community within your company.
Yeah.
I know something to think about, but
Yeah, no,
it's
it
been
sounds-
life-changing for me.
Yeah, sounds amazing, and I'd love to hear more about that because it's really interesting. I think about sometimes doing things for yourself. I find really hard when it's purely something for me, but sometimes you find going and doing those things when it's going to impact or benefit the business becomes easier.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as selfish to go and take time out and look after yourself
100%
when
not.
it's going to have business benefits.
Yeah. But it's not only that. I mean, you could do it for personal benefits, right? I mean, I'd book a movie in the middle of the day and go watch a movie with Para. Fuck, I'll totally do it.
That's my birthday treat. I go to the movies
Yeah?
on my own by myself on my birthday.
Yeah? Nice. I mean,
So self-indulgent.
I now take personal time out for myself.
Yeah.
So if it's during work hours, it's during work hours.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Nice.
You know, Para and I'd go watch a movie, or
Cool.
well, we'd
Yeah.
go have a lunch date. And
Nice.
anyways, sorry,
Cool.
I did. We did digress there a little bit, didn't we?
No, that's great though. Like, and the point I think you were making is getting the best out of other
A
people.
diverse work group.
Yeah, absolutely is critical.
Build a community.
Yeah.
Get them engaged, but make a decision
Yeah.
and move forward.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
But we've always had healthy conflict, haven't we?
I love it.
In our entire working relationship, we've always had healthy conflict.
Do you know some of my best ongoing relationships that have started professionally have been with people that I've been able to have really good debate with.
Yeah.
And I think when there's just that respect behind it,
Yeah.
that's a critical part of it is the respect.
Is the mutual
behind it.
respect.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think we've had conflict, and then and in the end I'll be like, fuck, okay, she's a manager, she's made a decision, we've got to move on now. Box on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, really good.
Yeah.
Nah, cheers, Fee. Appreciate that.
Cool.